What is up, guys? Norris Digital Assets coming at you with another video, and we're going to cover Bitcoin in this video and the crypto market as a whole. On Twitter here, I have posted crypto Twitter in a nutshell. You have Will Clemente, the young wizard, saying illiquid supply continues to climb relentlessly. The supply side of the equation looks very healthy. BTC hodlers are hodling. Fuel laid out. Wind spark. Okay, very bullish statement from Will Clemente. And what I saw right below that, this is not a response to Will Clemente. This is just the post right below it from another guy. Bobby Axelrod bought the dip, even though he's pretty bearish. He says Bitcoin hanging on by a thread, in my opinion. And he's been talking about the Fed. He's been talking about the possible war with Russia. He's been talking about a lot of outside noise. So you're getting a lot of both. There's a lot of bears out there. There's a lot of bulls out there. You have to do your research, follow different channels, follow my channel, follow bulls, follow bears, follow moon boys, follow everybody. Kind of make your own decision and see what you want to do personally, but you get a little bit of everything out there. Personally, I think there is a lot of noise out there. Let's dive into the Bitcoin chart here. There's a lot of noise out there. I believe there's always noise out there. In the past few years, there's always noise. There's always a new, you had the pandemic, you have all kinds of different factors. You have elections, you have possible wars, you have all these different tensions around the world, etc. You have stock market, stuff like the stock market. You know, if you have a red day today on Friday, people say Monday's going to be a bloodbath. Then Monday comes around and maybe it is, or Monday's a perfectly normal day and it's a little bit green. And then, you know, then what? Then what happens to those posts that these people make? So really, you just don't know right now, but there's always noise. On this channel, we're more looking at Elliott wave theory, Fibonacci, charts, and on-chain metrics for the most part. And I think to an extent, Elliott wave theory has the noise built into it, and that's part of the psychology and how it works. Now, a major war, yes, that would mess up the markets for sure. I mean, anything with Russia or any sort of nuclear war would obviously, the stock market would drop and the crypto market would drop. But we don't know that that's even going to happen. So right now, I'm just maintaining the fact that we're all still fair game for Elliott wave theory. That still just hasn't changed. It just hasn't changed. That's it. So I don't see why I would change my mind personally. When I zoom out here on my original drawing, let's zoom out. When I zoom out on my original drawing, I mean, we have not broken any rules of Elliott wave theory this entire time. We've been following Elliott wave theory perfectly. Actually, if you go back perfectly since 2015, and you know, not breaking any rules through there, your 5 waves, having your bear market, and then you have your 5 waves here, and none of this, which just happens to be what I think to be just a massive correction since April 21, which was a running flat sideways consolidation correction instead of an ABC zigzag where it really dumped here on coronavirus. I mean, we've broken no rules of Elliott wave theory. And what Bitcoin has done, the cycles that it has done since Bitcoin was created. So we've broken no rules. I see no reason to deviate from what I've been saying, to be honest. We'll go back to my other drawing really quick. I'm getting a little wordy here, but you get what I mean. So back to my drawing here. There's a few possibilities here. I've moved these around a number of times. I don't like, you know, if it's laid out like this, I don't like how this 4 is coming above this 1. This 1 was that Thursday night or Friday night, December 4th, where it really dumped. I don't like that symmetry there. I've moved these around a number of times where you can put this up here and you can put the 2 here and sort of just kind of move this stuff around like this, like so. But the symmetry starts to come off. If you have this here, this is another possibility that we've already completed these 5 movements. Then you had your 3, 3, 5. You completed the running flat. And you're going to get going. There's also a possibility that we have to do some sideways consolidation that does something like a horizontal triangle. Then we get going on wave 5. I don't know for sure that we've completed wave 4, but we're zoomed out on this channel. We're pretty zoomed out. We're looking at weeks and months ahead. We're looking at 2022, and we're looking for the exciting times ahead. If Bitcoin decides to, if somehow these are moved because the Elliott wave theory isn't perfect how stuff moves, but if these were, and you still had a 5 coming lower, mid 30,000s, lower 30,000s, I think people are going to go crazy if that happens. They're going to think bear, bear, bear for sure. People are going to be freaking out. I think that we will get the bounce. We'll end up holding support. These are all probabilities, not certainties, but I believe we will hold the ABC running flat, and we'll start wave 5 at some point in time. So that is my stance on it. If we go to what's going on right now with Bitcoin, what I was speaking about the other day is this pattern so far is a little different than the last one, but basically when we had this pattern, we were coming down here, we finally moved up here with all this green here. We corrected back down. You always come back down to the 20 and the 55 EMA, the red line and the green line, like magnets, okay? Well, on this one here, though, you had enough green, and you didn't come back. This is what I said the other day. You came back on the cross. The cross is the green line coming over the red line, a buy signal, a bullish cross, and you're going to get a lot of upside when it swoops up like that, okay? So we're starting to create that here. Well, we've come back, like this correction here, we've come back earlier here, and we're coming back early to the 20. I think we're still going to be all right. We'll see. We'll see how much it needs to correct. I think it's all healthy. I don't think you just want to shoot up into the sky right now to 55,000, 57,000. I think that that's just a setup for a quicker, the faster you go up, the quicker you come down or whatever. So I think slowly climbing these stairs is going to be what's healthiest for us. I think we're coming back down to find support on the 20 EMA here. Hopefully we bounce off of it and get coming back up. We get the green line to cross over the red line. I mean, you can see also, I mean, no one knows what is going to happen, but you can see scenarios like this where you drop here, you have all this here below the EMAs, and look at the 20 EMA, the green line. It looks like it's going to cross the red line, and you're just going to go down, down, down. Nope, Bitcoin finds strength out of nowhere. Boom, shoots up, boom, shoots up. Okay, that's what Bitcoin does. It surprises you when people think it's dead or not going to move or it's flat. When you just don't expect it. That's how Bitcoin and crypto has always moved, okay? So that's my take on sort of what's going on here. Hopefully we can bounce off the 20 EMA, get a little bit of momentum, test this cross. Here's the cross. Here's the test of the candles on them, and here's the cross, and then you get going. It'll be something like a 5-wave sequence when we eventually start this wave 5 where we're coming up, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Bitcoin finally tops out. Then we have altcoin season the following month or so. Altcoins will follow a little bit. Remember too, when we're doing these 5 subwaves here, when Bitcoin really starts to take off again, which I believe it will, I've explained that for a long time. When it does, altcoins can bleed a little bit, meaning CKB, VeChain, HBAR, Algorand, all those sort of coins can start to bleed a little bit as Bitcoin steals the show and ramps up in dominance. Altcoins can go down a little bit. Then they start to play catch up and they catch up to Bitcoin. So kind of the same thing I've been saying here for a while on my channel. Let's see here, down here on the stock RSI, you got kind of this double M top here where you come up to the top of the stock RSI and you make this little M pattern. You can roll back down, but even if you look through here, like through this pattern here, even the stock RSI, even though it tops out, look, it can do this chop zigzag up and down, and overall you're still in an uptrend here, even though the stock RSI has to swing up and down. And when we actually zoom out and we aren't too emotional about it, and we go to the weekly and we look at that stock RSI, that thing is super bullish. We're getting the 20 EMA here, the green line, to flatten out and hopefully start to curve up. But what I was just talking about is the stock RSI here. Bottomed out, bottomed out, and now look what its momentum is doing. Momentum indicator, the blue line is pretty vertical. It's come above the pink line and it's moving up. So even though we've corrected down a little bit, and we were just at 45,000 just the other day, even though we've corrected back down, which is healthy, this here is still a very bullish signal. Very cool. So overall, nothing's really changing on what I'm saying on Bitcoin and my stance on what's going on. I know there's a lot of noise and fear and uncertainty and doubt out there in the world right now. I'm not paying attention to that too much. I'm aware of all of it, but I don't think that it's going to affect the market too much right now. Obviously, a major war would be really bad for the world and for the markets, but that's yet to be seen. We don't actually know that that's going to happen, until it happens. The same thing with Bitcoin's price movement. It's dead and it's flat and it's not moving and it's not going up until it is, until it is. And then and then it completely changes everybody's tune. You know, just a couple big green candles, on the daily here, and all of a sudden everybody's tune changes real fast. Okay, so let's look at the 4-hourly. Let's see what's going on there, just for fun here. Okay, so there might be some. It's starting to roll a little bit. You're finding some support on the 55 EMA here, like normal. We might have a little bit of price action down still, but going down to 41, 40,000, whatever, that's not going to be a big deal to me. If late February we still go to the mid 30s, lower 30,000s on Bitcoin, I believe that's completing a pattern that's still going to take off, and we're still going to get that wave 5 at some point in time. Okay, so on my next video, we'll look at some more on-chain metrics and some other data to kind of back that up for reference and stuff. We have the CBBI here, February 9th. Let's refresh that. 45, February 11th, using all of these indicators, bicycle top, Nupal. We have the halving to peak days, reserve risk, MVRVZ score, all these different metrics. And there was really nothing that said that we topped with Bitcoin. So MVRVZ score is still low here, meaning that the price Bitcoin's actually trading at is very undervalued, and it should be higher, which kind of coincides with what Plan B was saying with that whole 98,000 in November and 135 in December. That was based off stuff like this on-chain data that shows that Bitcoin is still, even though it is, you know, right now it's at what, 42,500, that is still very undervalued. And it's very undervalued, and people think that this is expensive until it's over 100,000, and then this looks like the steal of a lifetime. So that's what I see coming in the future. I'll cover some more metrics and some more stuff in my next video, just kind of giving you my outlook that I'm kind of just sitting back and just watching. I'm holding all my coins. I'm just sitting back and watching. Honestly, I don't own any Bitcoin, but this controls the market, and that's why you're focused on it so much. And I'm just kind of sitting back, watching the market, holding my coins, watching Bitcoin, being patient with Bitcoin because I know that it might still correct back down to finish a pattern here later in February. But I'm really thinking March is going to get going. Late February it's going to get going. At some point soon here, we are going to get wave 5 going, and all this noise is going to be in the rear view mirror, and we're going to move on, and we're going to get the market heating up again. Then I believe that when wave 5 goes up, we get altcoin season and all that, I do believe that will be a crypto bubble, like a .com bubble, but I do believe we're going to get that 1 year bear market anyways, and we always get that 1 year bear market. We have in the past where you know, altcoins come down 80 to 90%, and Bitcoin comes down. It can come down 50%, 60%, 70%, 80% as well. But I've talked about that for a while. When Bitcoin tops at the top of wave 5, you have a month of altcoin season, and then you have that 1 year bear market, and that 1 year bear market is right here. And we don't know if this bear market will be 7 months, 8 months, 1 year, year and a half. We don't know, and there's a lot of noise. We don't know about governments and regulations and all that sort of thing. Well, all we have is historical data, what we go off of, and I still don't see any reason why there won't be a wave 5 coming here at some point when 4 is really wrapped up, and it should be here sooner than later. So let's hope that the world stays at peace, and we'll just keep watching and lean back, and hopefully we're just going to ride the waves, get ready for the show that's coming in 2022. So that's that is my take on the market and Bitcoin right now. And no deviation still from Elliott wave theory. All fair game for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like it has always done. And its fifth wave heads towards the 2272. We have that here. Just hasn't changed. There's nothing else to say right now. It has not changed. The stock RSI momentum on the weekly, which is more important than the daily, is pointing up, moving up, and that's bullish. That's all I got for you guys today. We will see you in the next video. Please subscribe, smash up the like button, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.